Hey, Ben, I know a tough one tonight. Third straight game, you guys have given up power play goals, gave up 3 in a row tonight. Is there something you're seeing on the PK that isn't being executed, or is it just puck luck on the other side?
Well, Jamal, if you look at the power play goals we've given up, the 2 of the 3 tonight were on 5-on-3s. So anytime you give they were 4th ranked power play in the American League coming into this game. You give a 4th ranked power play 2 5-on-3s for 2 full minutes, it's not going to be pretty. So I think there were, over the last course of the last couple of games, there have been different reasons for each goal. But I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to being disciplined and not putting our team down to 2 men for 2 minutes.
I was going to ask that follow-up about discipline. There was that moment in the second period, I believe, when you guys had already got down 3-0, little scrum in the corner. You can tell that your guys were showing some emotion, kind of getting some frustration. McIlrath had that boarding penalty. Penalties-Smith chipped in. Did you look at that as guys showing emotion, or did you need them to reel it in at that time?
Well, the game's full of ebbs and flows, and the game's, it's not a bad thing to play with emotion. It's not a bad thing to play with a little fire in your belly, but you got to make sure you're walking that line. And if you don't, sometimes the officials, I don't agree with some of the calls, but at the end of the day, the calls are made, and you can't put yourself in that situation to even allow the ref to contemplate making those calls. So, it's not a bad thing to play with that kind of drive and that kind of the fire, but again, you can't put your team down.
Gotcha. And then my last one for you, and I'll give up the mic. I know you got 2 more games, or have more opportunities to play this week. You'll see Chicago again, of course. There's a game in between. How do you pit this one past you? Is it as easy as to just say, if we're more disciplined, we give ourselves a better chance moving forward?
Well, that was just one facet of why that contributed to the loss tonight. But I think a lot of the opportunities we gave them, A, run the power play, and B, there were mistakes and turnovers that we really gave them. So we looked rusty. That was their 3rd game in 3 nights, but sometimes, as a former player, sometimes that 3rd game in 3 nights, it's easier to play. You feel great for whatever reason. You're keeping things simple. That's what they did. And we looked like a team that hadn't skated in 2.5, 3 days, which was the case. I think that combination against a really good team, I think you saw what the end result was.
Hey, Coach, when you are down by like 4 goals later in the game, how do you get the guys to stay in it to just finish strong?
Well, it's just making sure that you're playing the game the right way, whether up by 4 goals or down by 4 goals. The game is 60 minutes for a reason. It's not 20, it's not 40. I've been a part of teams that have come back from 5 or 6 goal deficits. Strange things do happen in this game, and that first shift of the 3rd period where he gave up that 5th goal is a little bit of a backbreaker. But we have to make sure, from that point forward, our focus should have been to win that period. And, we just didn't have it tonight.
And then when you're down a guy for a lot of the game, even the 2-man disadvantage, as a coach, how are you drawing up plays to kind of keep the guys fresh legs and moving the lines in a way that doesn't tire them out?
Well, when you take that many penalties, it ruins the flow of the game. You got guys that maybe don't kill penalties. They're not playing now. So they're sitting there cold. It just doesn't make for a good flow of the game. So, it's difficult. So, on the flip side too, when we do have a lot of power plays, sometimes those guys that aren't on the power play don't get a lot of opportunity. So it's kind of a give and take, but yeah, I just thought the overall flow from a bench management point tonight just wasn't there because of the penalties.
Ben, just clarification that you scored a goal early in the second period, down 3-0. They waved it off. What did they say about that?
They said that Giovanni Smith made contact with the goaltender.
Okay, thank you.